Hey guys, I'm Destiny. This is Monday mail number 11. I'm going to jump right into the questions here. The first one comes from ianyapxw. I'm not sure if you've said this before because I'm more of a YouTube than a stream person, but what motivated you to decide to pick up League again? Do you see yourself sticking with it for a while? And if you do, what are your aims to build a bigger fan base, to achieve Diamond, or just have fun and have a new game to play with? The two games that I've only ever been good at, or the only two games that I've ever really been good at in the past have been StarCraft and League. And obviously there's a lot of crossover between how the two are played in terms of, you control a guy on the screen, you've got micro, mouse, keyboard. It's not like FPS, it's not a fighting game, it's kind of similar. Playing games that I'm good at is more fun for me than playing games that I'm bad at. That might seem self-evident, or maybe that's not self-evident to some people, but for me, I have the most fun when I excel at something, when I'm really good at it. And League is something that I was pretty good at in the past, so I don't know. I kind of picked it up on a half joke because I saw that Rekful was looking for somebody to play with, and I kind of half did it because the changes were interesting, and I kind of half did it because I kind of miss playing MOBAs a little bit. And I also kind of did it because I'm a little bit older now, and I maybe the little bit of time I've spent on Overwatch and thinking about things has allowed me to kind of mellow out a lot in terms of dealing with people that are fucking stupid. This political season in the United States has given me a great exposure to a lot of people that are really fucking stupid, so it's kind of gotten me all into this mindset where I can kind of accept that, people are people, and yeah, I don't know, it seems... I feel like I'm in a better... Every time I've gone back to League, I've been kind of in a better state of mind to accept people being the way that they are. The second time I came back to League, the most recent time, for the most part, I don't think I ever really raged at a teammate in game or said anything negative. Sometimes I would shout on stream or whatever, but I would never type anything mean. But I guess the trolling and the sniping eventually got to me. Well, I mean, it didn't really even get to me that much. Just that one kid that I ended up going off on. But this time around again, I think I can see the game a lot more clearly in terms of how you're supposed to win and how the team all kind of works together and all of that. And I don't know, all of that is kind of played into the fact. And then when you take into account that there are a lot of viewers when I play League, and I am relatively good at it, and it's not like I'm starting at ground zero learning a new game again, which is nice. These things all kind of play into me. Why wouldn't I, try playing it for a little bit again? I feel like when a lot of people ask me these questions, a lot of people seem to think that I spent a great deal of time and a lot of introspection, and I thought what is the future of my life, and what is the best game ever in the world, and I think that game is legal. It's not really like that. I kind of just installed it on a whim, and I'm just kind of playing it again. Over the past year or two, I've been hopping around games quite a bit. We played a little bit of CSGO, played kind of a decent amount of Overwatch, Kerbal Space Program, Deus Ex, Rimworld, all these kind of Stardew Valley, all these kind of single player games. But that's just not the way that my mind works. It's not as much fun for me. When I'm playing League again, knowing that you have a ladder to climb, I can fucking wake up. I'm awake right now, and I should be sleeping more, but I know that I can grind ladder, right? It's really easy for me to just hammer out an 8 to 12 hour stream if I'm grinding ladder the entire time, and the time flies fucking instantly. Sometimes when I'm playing single player games, fucking putting 8 to 10 hours into Deus Ex, that can be really difficult, especially if the game is kind of boring. I'm trying to think of the most recent bad game that I played. But sometimes, I don't know, it can be really hard to sink a lot of time into a game into some of the single player games. But for competitive online games, I can sit there for fucking 10, 12 hours. I think what did I stream for yesterday? I should have... Whatever. I streamed for a long time yesterday. I streamed for probably fucking 10 or 14 hours yesterday between the two different streams that I did. I need to stop saying too. God damn. But yeah, when I'm playing games like League, or StarCraft or whatever, it's easy for me to sink a ton of fucking time into the computer. It's really enjoyable for me to see improvement from game to game, and these are just the kinds of things that I've always enjoyed most, right? If you go back to what my stream started out for StarCraft was a game where you would do the iteration of a build over and over and over again, and you would make it a little slicker every single time. You'd improve your timings. You'd be able to survive timing attacks you couldn't survive before. You'd counter strategies that you couldn't counter before. That process of improving from game to game to game, and in League, it's surviving ganks more than you did before, avoiding ganks, doing better in lane, whether that's more CSs, more kills, improving your build or masteries from game to game. All of that stuff is really entertaining to me. I really, really enjoy that. And that's kind of when I roll out of bed in the morning and I'm looking forward to, I want to see how good I can be today, that kind of stuff is a really big driving, motivating factor for me to play a fuck ton, right? And for games like League or StarCraft or Overwatch for a little bit, I don't know, it's just I like that feeling. So I don't. Again, to go back, I understand that like a lot of people when they ask me these questions, they're looking for me. Like, when did I have like my big fucking powwow or my seance to the gods to figure out which game is the best game? Like, it wasn't really like that. I just League and StarCraft are games that kind of fit me. League is an alive as fuck game. There's a lot of people watching it, and now I've got people that I'm familiar with who are playing the game. And I can play the game, and I used to be okay at the game, and like all of the fucking stars kind of just aligned, and oh shit, there it is. Do you see it? It's fucking League of Legends right there in the fucking center, dude. The second question comes from Niaos. How much control will you have on Nathan's internet access once he learns the basics, i.e. watching videos on YouTube? Also, at what age would you be comfortable helping Nathan set up his own stream to broadcast on Twitch? Everybody's going to have different opinions of this. For me personally, and this might be a mistake, but I like to expose people. From Nathan, I'm not going to say people, say Nathan. I want Nathan to be exposed to as much stuff as possible so that he's familiar with everything that's out there, and so that he has the ability to communicate with me about things that he likes and doesn't like. So, like, he can play zombie games a fuck ton, and it doesn't bother him. Sometimes he wants to watch zombie gore videos. We watch a zombie gore video, and then he'll ask me something like, "Wow, Dad, like, are zombies? Does that actually really happen?" And then we'll go and we'll look up like makeup tutorial videos for like how they put together all of the gore and the gruesome stuff, right? So that he knows when he's watching it, like, oh, this is how they do everything, and these are the makeup videos, and all of this is special effects, and none of these things are actually real. Like, I want him to be in a state of mind, and I want to cultivate a state of mind where he sees something and he knows it's okay to talk to me about it, and he's capable of processing everything that he sees. Like, I want him to be equipped with those tools. I feel, and I know every parent fucking disagrees with every other parent. I know people all know about everything about parenting because everybody's a fucking parent or whatever. For me personally, I want to equip my son with the tools necessary to process and take in everything he sees without having to avert his eyes because he's not ready to deal with certain things. I don't like that. I don't like the idea that there's some arbitrary age. At 12 years old, I'm going to throw a fucking shocker at him and show him his first person being killed in a movie. And at 14 years old, now he's ready to watch, like this or that, or like, I don't like those kinds of ideas. Like, if he's willing to watch something, if he wants to watch something, then fucking go for it. And if it's uncomfortable to him, then we can talk about it. He can tell me why. And if he likes it, then we can talk about it. He can tell me why. If he wants to learn more about it, then we can go in and we can learn more about it. And I like that kind of thing. I feel like he's a really inquisitive child, which I like. I like it when kids ask a lot of questions. I love to, maybe because I love hearing myself talk, I love to explain things to him. He seems like he's a pretty sharp kid. Cognitively, he seems to be doing really well, or even better than average from what I hear from his teachers and everything. So I hope that continues, and I don't want to I don't want to stifle his curiosity, and I also don't want him to feel like when he gets access to something, he has to look at it like privately. Like, I can't let Dad see what's going on because like I want him to feel like, holy shit, this thing I saw was so fucked up. Like, I'm gonna go ask my dad about it. Like, I want that to be his first reaction. Yeah, and I know a lot of people are gonna say, oh, people never do that, blah, blah, and maybe he won't. I don't know. I guess we'll see how it goes. If I fuck him up too much, I can always have another kid, right? So that's kind of where I stand on that kind of stuff. So basically, I don't think I'll have much control at all. I mean, I guess like I can look at like router logs and shit, I think, to see like websites that are being accessed. If he starts to look up like nazipropaganda.com or, you fucked up horrible shit on live leaks or gross whatever fucking execution videos, or he's like supporting Trump or something, like maybe I'll have a conversation with him and it's like, okay, hey, like this is some kind of fucked up shit. But as long as everything is like relatively normal, it's just like violent movies or video games or whatever, I think it's okay for him to explore those things as he's comfortable with them. The second part of that question is when I'd be comfortable helping Nathan set up his own stream. I don't know, dude. How old are you ever really when you understand all the ramifications of setting that kind of stuff up? Maybe when he's 16 or 18. I don't know. It would be like I would have to wait until I feel like he's mature enough to understand everything that's going on, is essentially what I'd wait for. I also don't know how that much attention can impact somebody of a young age. I'm not really sure. If I had access to the internet and I had as much attention to feed my ego as I do now, I would be a completely different person. When I think about who I was when I was 16, 17, 18, that is not the kind of person that I want to be when I'm 25, 26. And I can't imagine having that much positive feedback into every angsty thing I say, like being magnified a million times on the internet and shown back at me. Like, I feel like, I don't know, dudes. Yeah, that's just kind of what I'll have to play by ear. I'll cross that bridge when I come to it, whatever other saying you need there. The final question is from our very own bliutwo, who says, Destiny, you have said time and time again that you would rather play 1v1 games. Can you elaborate on why fighting games would not be the good choice for you? In other words, fighting games are 1v1 games that aren't dead, unlike StarCraft 2, League, Dota, etc. Why not try one or more of them out? For the first part of that, I just don't want to learn a whole new game type. I've never really liked fighting games like StarCraft and fucking way back in the day, like Age of Empires and Command & Conquer. That's shit that like I would enjoy playing. I like building the little bases and I like making the armies and collecting the resources, and all of that stuff is fun for me. And even without the competitive element to it, you add a competitive element to it, everything like ramps up 10 times more. Like now it's even more fun. Fighting games I've never really enjoyed. They're fun to play like kind of sort of recreationally, but I've never dumped a lot of time into them. And adding a competitive element on top of that wouldn't make it any more fun for me. So I don't know. It's just not a type of game I'd want to pursue. I used to think that the three most annoying fans in the world were Radiohead fans, Animal Collective fans, and Tool fans. And those, or in that order, those were the top three most annoying people. And then below them, somewhere are like beer snobs and, you know, people that are too nationalistic, all falling somewhere in those kinds of realms, or in that realm. I found out that there's a new, like, probably I would say fits between 2 and 3 in terms of Animal Collective and Tool fans. Is probably the Super Smash Brothers fans. The Super Smash Bros. Melee. Fucking guys, fighting games are dead as fuck, okay? I'm just kidding. They're not really dead. But every time I talk to like a Smash kid or a Street Fighter kid, people are like, oh, dude, fucking Evo got fucking 150,000 million fucking viewers. Dude, dog, they have one fucking tournament a year. These fucking, like, I make more in 1 year streaming than like all the top people combined made in like 2 years of like prize pool money. Not that I make a fuck ton of money, but there's like no money in these scenes. Like, I'm not saying that they're bad, and I'm sorry, don't let me give the wrong impression that I'm evaluating a scene based on the money that it has, which I'm definitely not, or the viewership it has, which I'm definitely not. But it gets kind of annoying sometimes when fighting game kids run up to me like, dude, fighting games are totally fucking alive, our tournaments are fucking huge, it's viewership all over the fucking place, we just need like a big fucking streamer, it'll be fucking awesome. No, fuck that shit, alright? I don't really have an interest in fighting games, and if you're going to try to sway me, you can't use bullshit arguments like, the games are so fucking alive because our one tournament, you know, gets 6-digit viewers. All right, don't do that fucking shit. Don't be that fucking guy, okay? When you're worse than fucking Tool fans, you have to sit and think, like, are we being fucking stupid right now? Like, that's kind of an important thing to wonder sometimes. And that's all I got. Those are the 3 questions. Thanks a lot for asking your questions. I will post a link to the next set of questions for Monday Mail number 12 in the description below. Thanks a lot for supporting me. I love you guys. It's been fun. I'll see you guys later. Peace out.